name is Darla DeGrande, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I am broadcasting to you live from my home office in San Diego, California. And in California, we have to wear our mask everywhere we go until we are 6 feet apart and have no contact with other people. So I'm going to go ahead and create 6 feet between us so I can take off my mask and not wear my glasses, because as you see, when I get excited, my glasses fog up and then I can't see what I'm doing. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can take off my mask and I can take off my glasses. I'm so excited to be bringing this to you from my home office this year. I had the honor and the privilege last year of opening up the Relationship Marketing Grand Summit and was so excited when I got asked to come back again. So, Cody, thank you so much for putting on this event. I truly believe that this event is what people need. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Most people in business go to seminars, watch events like this, buy books and tapes, and buy books on business to learn how to do one thing, and that is build their network. Whether you're in the salon industry like I used to be, or whether you're in the Rotary or BNI or chamber or brick and mortar business or non-traditional business or network marketing, I can cover it all. It's all about relationships, people. They're called customers, believers, fans, supporters, networkers, friends, referrals, you name it. The larger the group of those types of people you have, the more money you make, because the more transactions you create, and the more referrals you have, and the more longer retention that you can keep, the more successful you are, bottom line. What you wrap it in is the business that you do, but it's all the same, because the definition of business is something that requires a transaction between a customer to a product or a service for a profit. The more customers and the more transactions, the more relationships, the more referrals, all of that is what brings together a successful business. And so I'm super excited to be talking on the topic that they gave me. When I read my topic, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. See, most people started out 2020 thinking it was going to be the best year of their life, right? Remember all the 2020 is going to be the best year, 2020 vision, all the things that were going around with 2020. And for many people, 2020 is the worst year of their life. Well, I'm very fortunate and blessed to say that 2020 is one of my top 3 years in my life. And so when I found out my topic for this event, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is a God thing. I was like, how would they know to give me this topic? My topic is follow up for the future. And when I paint this picture to you of how important that is and how that is what people need to be focusing on, because we don't know what the future holds, it's going to blow your mind. Okay, so that's why I'm excited. And I'm excited for you to be in my home office because I want to paint a picture of what's behind me. And first of all, ladies, how do you like my coronavirus updo? I thought I would keep it in like fashion to be in the coronavirus hairdo, which is up on the top of your head, but I thought I'd do it in a little bit of an updo. Pulled out my old hairdressing skills, and this is what people would have paid $150 for back in my salon days. And paint a little story for you, taking you back in the day. I'm 53 years old. I started in the salon industry at a very young age, and I was raised by a mother who taught her children kindness first. She taught her children how to put a smile on your face every day when you go out and pass it on to somebody who needs it. That's what she told us every day. She knew how to build relationships. She loved people. She was surrounded by friends, people that knew her, loved her, and liked her because of the way she made them feel. So when I got started in my journey of entrepreneurism and business, I was very young. I didn't have a lot of money. And I was when I was young, I read the Guinness Book of World Records all the time. And I read the story of Joe Girard, the #1 car salesman, and his claim to fame was that he hand wrote cards. Now, mind you, this is before I had ever implemented the system of send out cards into my life. I do use Cody's system in my life. I am a serial entrepreneur. I have lots of businesses in many fields, but I coach those businesses and those customers in how to build their network through kindness. So when you think of my topic, follow up for the future, I want you to put kindness in the place of follow up. Because in business, we business people or people in sales, we are so focused on our customers only, the people that could possibly do business with us, the people that are doing business with us, the people that would refer us to somebody, the people that would maybe go tell, other people about us, or that we want to tap into their network because maybe they have a like-minded network. This is what we're taught when we're going through sales. Just treat people with kindness. And not for sales, I want to show you what can happen for your future. Because remember, my topic is follow-up for the future. I was never a person to put blinders on and focus on only people that did business with me, because my mother taught me as a young kid, focus on the heart of another human being, not on their dollar amount. And if you fast forward to today, my coaching business, that is the logo of my coaching. Hands of all races coming together surrounding a heart. And what it is that I teach is how to master the art of human connections. Now, why would you want to do that? When you master the art of human connections, you're attracting an abundance of these things right here: opportunities, referrals, friends, and love. The 4 areas of life that we cannot thrive without for either personal or business success. So when you think of this book, The Power of Human Connections, read closely how relationship marketing is transforming the way people succeed. I want you to think about this word, relationship marketing. I want you to think about when you're in business or in sales, when you're going out and looking at people, you're looking at this side first. You're looking at marketing. How can I sell to this person? How can I sell them to become my customer? How can I sell them to buy my product? How can I pitch them? That's what people go out and think about. When people place a Facebook ad, it's marketing. When people place a billboard, it's marketing. When people send email campaigns, it's marketing. When people are doing TV commercials or radio commercials, it's marketing. Where is the relationship in relationship marketing when you're doing all those things? And what I want to teach you is, if you will treat people with kindness first and foremost, so that all you're doing is focusing on the relationship first, by default, marketing follows. You won't even have to do it. And when you apply these methodologies that I'm going to teach you into your business, if you're currently marketing, you're going to find, as you do these simple steps that I'm going to teach you, it's going to eliminate your marketing. It really does. So I've been doing these for many years. Before I ever was introduced to the system of send-out cards, I used to do exactly what send-out cards enables people to do, only back in the day when it was just a printed postcard and a black and white printer, and you had to put the Avery label on it, and you had to put the stamp on it and carry it to a post office. And that is how we built our salons. We knew that if you would create a funnel of people coming in and love on those people over and over and over again, and don't stop loving on those people, that they will stay with you longer, they will tell their friends about you, and if they do leave you, they'll come back because you didn't stop appreciating them as a human being in a relationship prior to doing business. Now, as I go through this, I'm going to give you a few tips that we did that created the difference in our life that brought us to being able to have 2020 being our best year ever. Okay? Be the first one to shake someone's hand. Be the first one to pass a compliment. Be the first one to send the text. Be the first one to say thank you for the opportunity to bid your job. Thank you for choosing us to give you an estimate. We appreciate that you gave us your time. Those are follow-ups. You're following up on the fact that somebody reached out to you, the fact that somebody thought of you, the fact that somebody chose you as one of their 3 bids. Do you get where I'm going with this? It's following up sooner than what the typical traditional sales teachings teach people. They teach people to say thank you for your business. The person who says thank you first is the same as the person who shakes the hand first, and the person who pays the compliment first, or the person who opens the door first, or the person who sends a smile first. Those are all follow-ups. You're following up on the fact that someone crossed your plate, that your paths were connected. It all starts from that soon. And you're doing these things for the future. Let me share what I mean by that. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm a big believer in diversified residual leverage streams of income. And the reason why is because back in my day, I have made great success and crashed during crashes. A lot of us are witnessing that right now in the 2020 pandemic. Many people's industries that they never thought would ever be out of business are out of business right now. Restaurants, artists, musicians, entertainment people, wedding people, hairdressers, lots of people, their industries have been collapsed or their jobs have been eliminated. And we never in a million years thought it would happen to us, right? I didn't think it would happen to me when my industry crashed because I was a high-end hair salon back in 2008 when the stock market and real estate market crashed in '08. It turned out to be the blessing in disguise, though, because what it did is it taught me a lesson. It taught me not to have all my eggs in one industry. So then I reinvented my life, and I did it all over again, and the same thing happened when the next crash in my life came, because I had all my eggs invested in one business. So from industry to business, they're all surrounded by people of networks. But listen, because of the way I treated people from the beginning, what I didn't realize is all that follow-up that I was doing for all those years brought me a large network of people that knew me, loved me, and liked me because of the way I made them feel. So therefore, anytime I had to start over to rebuild my net wealth and my net worth and my network, I was able to do it very quickly and much easier than somebody who didn't have a following, because I didn't have blinders on. I wasn't only focused on people that made me money. And this is the big thing that I teach in my coaching program, is start loving on the people on the outside of your inner circles. Start touching those people. Celebrate them. Say to them nice things. Give them compliments. Lift them up. Inspire them. And most importantly, I have to do a little bit of a pitch here for Cody's business. If you are not using send-out cards is an absolute must in my life. Send-out cards is more important to me than my car and any other bill I pay, any other subscription. I will give up every cell phone and cable if I have Wi-Fi and my send-out cards. Okay, that's how much send-out cards is of value in my life. because of the system that it has. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I don't even know how many thousands. The last time I checked, it was 6,000, but it's many thousands of people in my CRM of send out cards. People that are not just my customers. They are friends of friends, children of friends, parents of friends, friends of customers, all my customers, children of customers, relatives of customers, neighbors that I met. Like, for example, when we moved into this place where we live now 6 months ago, it was the same weekend that the quarantine came on. So we've been in quarantine since we moved in here. We've never even met our neighbors. I took a picture of their front door and our front door and sent my neighbors a card to say, we may be practicing social distancing, but it shouldn't affect us getting to know each other. I put our picture inside and introduced our family to them. I added some brownies to it. We have a great relationship with our neighbors now because of a tool and a system that allows me to be kind. So kindness is follow-up for the future. Now, what I don't expect or ever attach is that they're going to do business with me one day. I don't attach that because here's what I know. I've learned from my salon days and from my network marketing days and being able to be in the top 200 fastest salons in the country and being able to build teams all over the world of network marketing businesses and being able to break records in companies that I join, that all I need to do is get into the heart of another person and stay there. That's a little tip right there. Stay there. Many people in sales, they follow up with a thank you card, but once they're done with that transaction, for example, I'm going to use realtors. They sell a home and they send a thank you gift with a gift card or something like that. And that's it. Those clients don't hear from that realtor but maybe once a year for a couple years, if best, and that's it. Where if you have a system in place in your life that allows you to send a birthday card, an anniversary card to them when they get married, and you keep an eye on them and find out when they have their baby, and you send a baby gift and a congratulations gift, this system allows you to do bigger follow-up than you can ever do on your own with hand to pen and paper. My legacy for my daughter, who is now 16, used to be these beautiful salons. I was building her legacy for 19 years. These beautiful salons, $3 million a year, 16,000 clients, 49 employees, in the top 200 fastest growing salons in the country, completely debt-free. We were focused on building that for her. Now, in hindsight, what I was really building for her was overhead and no chance at living life. When I was in the salon industry, I didn't have a chance of traveling the world and doing all that. Let me tell you, I am so grateful for the crash of '08 that world went away and I was introduced to a new world where I was able to retire and set my family free, travel the world, and learn how to create money differently. But what blessed me along the way, and from the way that I treated those customers, was the network of people that followed me from one company to my next companies to my businesses, because I'm a serial entrepreneur. I follow up from the connection. Follow up from the connection with kindness. Kindness. No sales, no pitching, no closing, nothing. Treat people with kindness. Trust me, they're going to ask you what you do for a living. My new legacy for my daughter is an inheritance of the largest network of people that her mother can build, that love her, know her, like her, and want to support her because of the way that her mother made them feel. Does that make sense to you? Kindness is the most powerful follow-up tool that you can do for your future. So here's a little tip I want to leave you guys with. How many people do you have on Facebook or on Instagram or on LinkedIn? I want you to stop and think about that number. How many of those people are you showing appreciation ongoing beyond the transaction and staying in touch throughout the year with a heartfelt connection to build a relationship, not to pitch and market and sell to? How many of those people are getting touched by you? I want you to think about, if you were to say, I'm going to work on bringing in every single person from my social media, and I'm going to love on them for the rest of their life and show appreciation to the fact that they were born and the role that they play in my life. No matter what that role is, they add value to your life. For example, since I started to do this, I've added multiple businesses, multiple streams of income, and my coaching company where I teach this to other people, and they are all thriving. I do not market and advertise. You probably don't even know what I do because I don't need to market and advertise. I have people coming to me that are referrals from other people. As I say, let me show you something that I think can add value into your life. And that's the relationship. That's where money comes from. Here's the biggest one. My husband launched his own business of his very own. It hasn't been launched publicly yet, and it's already thriving. And why is that? Because of the relationships that we have followed up with and built through kindness for the future. When my daughter, who is only 16 now, decided that she wanted to be a YouTuber and needed followers, in one post, I was able to get her several hundred followers because of the follow-up I have done on the relationships that I have built. People want to support people that are followed up with kindness. Remember, it's about the relationship, not the marketing. Human connections and relationships, not marketing. So let me give you even something bigger that we just don't realize how important having a network of people that you've been following up with kindness for years will come to need in your future. We all know we're living in a quarantine. Well, my mother's turning 85 years old next week. Her biggest goal was to make it to 85, like for years, since she was 80. She's like, I want to make it to 85. I want to know my name and not be in a diaper. And I want to still be living in my own home. And she's been so excited to make it to 85. We were going to have the best birthday party for her for 85. Well, we all know we're living in quarantine. My mom's in quarantine. This is the longest time I've gone without seeing my mother. I'm her only daughter. I have her only granddaughter. My mother doesn't have social media. She doesn't have Facebook, so she's disconnected as disconnected can be. In this disconnected world, she's the disconnected one. She doesn't have a cell phone where we can text her pictures. I am grateful that she does let my brother come in to see her in her home. He brings her groceries, he does her shopping for her, he checks on her. They don't hug, they keep their distance, but I'm very grateful for that. So my brother shows her pictures off of his phone, and that's her only connection to the social media world. Well, let me show you the value of what I just taught you coming to life today, which is the future. 3 weeks ago, I went to bed, and at midnight, I had a prompting, and I put a post on Facebook that said, my mother's turning 85 in quarantine. Would anyone like to send her a birthday card? And I woke up in the morning to hundreds. I was blown away. Hundreds of people saying, I will, I would, I will, I would, I will, I would. Now, can anybody do that and get that type of a response? What type of person can do that and get that type of a response? A person who has sewed together a network of people through kindness with no expectation of anything to gain, loving on people for who they are and showing appreciation. Now, it doesn't mean that everybody else isn't like that. Don't get me wrong. I just happen to be able to do it a little bit better because I have a tool and a system that enables me to be. And I happen to have started it sooner in life because I had a mother that taught her children that. And so for those of you with children, teach your children this. And unfortunately, it's hard in today's world because we live in a world where you don't talk to strangers and don't say things to people who look funny. And with everyone walking around in masks, everyone looks, and I don't mean funny, I mean suspicious. Everyone looks suspicious today, right? If there's a crime, it's like, what did he look like? What was he wearing? I don't know, he had a mask on, you know, and gloves. Anyway, where I was going with this, my mother has already received nearly 200 cards, and her kitchen table is piled with gifts that have come from people all over the world. The postman brings the big U.S. Postal Office bucket to her home a couple times a week, filled with gifts and cards. But it's turned the worst birthday ever into the best birthday ever. And not only that, it has thrived my businesses by default, because that is all what attracts people into your life. Kindness is attractive. Sales is distractive. Do you like to be pitched or sold? It's a vibrational frequency. That is what attracts or distracts. So follow up on connections for your future, because we've all learned right now that we do not know what the future holds. We don't. All right, everyone, I hope that added extreme value to your life today. I would tell you to drop a comment below and let me know what you learned today, but we all know that that's not possible. So go apply the methodology to your life, add value to other people's, and share the stories about how it tapped you into the riches of relationships, which is opportunities, referrals, friends.
I think the challenge should go right back to the beginning of this event where we brought out that song saying we got to bring back the love. And then several presentations in, Darla DeGrande Aguilera gets on and she starts talking about some of her kind of stuff. And one of the things that really hit home with me with what she said is, you got to be the first. That's what just kept sticking with me. Be the first one. So here's the challenge. A challenge to all of us is to be the first one to show up in kindness. Be the first one to change a hostile situation into a good one. Be the first one to stop a negative conversation. Be the first one to walk away from conflict if it's in your area. Be the first one to say thank you graciously. Be the first one that as you're walking in the face mask and they can't see the smile on your face, that you'll go by and you wink at somebody. Let them know that behind that mask, you still care. Be the first one. And I'm not going to give you numbers. I'm not going to say do it 20 times a day or this or that. I'm just saying be the first one. Make a conscious effort to be the first one to show up in kindness. And if you will do that, I promise it will transform your life and it will transform your business. Be the first one to show up in kindness. That's what this whole thing's all about. God bless you all.